You don't want this smoke? Because we will bring it to you.
And that is Philadelphia Sheriff Rochelle Bilal threatening to bring smoke to Trump administration ICE agents. Hello everybody, David Shuster here. State and local law enforcement authorities across the United States are condemning the Minnesota ICE shooting and killing of 37-year-old Renee Good. One of the harshest critiques, though, has now come from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Watch.
I'm Rochelle Bilal, the sheriff for the city and county of Philadelphia. And I say her name, Renee Good.
Renee Good.
Renee Good.
Renee Good.
Renee Good.
Renee Good.
This should not have happened, but we're here today. Let know that law enforcement professionals, real ones, not the fake made-up ICE, probably Trump's new army to attack citizens of the United States. Did you hear what I said? No law enforcement professional wears a mask. None. None. Those that come into our communities wearing a mask to commit crime, thank God for our district attorney, Larry Krasner, who said he's going to lock them up.
And Krasner said it at the same news conference.
If any law enforcement agent, any ICE agent, is going to come to Philly to commit crimes, then you can get the F out of here. Because if you do that here, I will charge you with those crimes. You will be arrested. You will stand trial. You will be convicted, whether it's in state or federal court. It's my office prosecuting it. That's how the law works. And you will do your time because Donald Trump cannot pardon you for a state court conviction. Do you hear me, ICE agents? Do you hear me, National Guard? Do you hear me, military?
Now, back to Philadelphia Sheriff Rochelle Bilal. She followed Krasner's remarks by noting that ICE agents who allegedly break the law, including Jonathan Ross in Minnesota, often get to ride away from the scene and hide. In Philadelphia, Sheriff Bilal said lawless ICE agents will be arrested on the spot.
When you do it there, you're getting arrested there. No whisk away for them to hide you. None of that here. None of that here.
Bilal also hammered the ICE tactics. And Minnesota agent Jonathan Ross stepped in front of Renee Good's vehicle as she was turning away.
Law enforcement professionals do not shoot at moving vehicles. I'm not saying fleeing because she wasn't fleeing. She was getting out of the way. Law enforcement professionals do not stand in front of moving vehicles invoking an action that is illegal. No, we don't. And so we stand here today with all those who stand against the made-up, fake, what you can call ICE professional law enforcement. I don't call them none of that. I call them made-up, fake, wannabe law enforcement. Because what they do is against not only legal law, but the moral law. So I'm with the DA, and we will work with them. If any of them want to come in this city and commit a crime, you will not be able to hide. Nobody will wish you off. You don't want this smoke, because we will bring it to you.
For the record, because this will almost certainly be misquoted or misconstrued in conservative media, Bilal said, "Bring the smoke." That is slang in African-American culture for confronting or challenging somebody. It is different from smoking somebody, which means to kill someone with a gun. Again, MAGA media is already getting this wrong. The sheriff said her officers will bring the smoke to ICE agents, not smoke them. Sheriff Bilal finished her remarks by calling Donald Trump a criminal and said ICE agents who break the law will discover that Donald Trump's pardon powers apply only to federal laws. Sheriff Bilal said the city of Philadelphia is ready to charge and arrest agents under state and local criminal laws.
The criminal in the White House would not be able to keep you from going to jail. Renee Good should be here today. And to her family, we are saying law enforcement professionals are not the ones here in this city that would do that. But here's the last thing that I will say. Law enforcement professionals around the country do their job. And we have been fighting for years to build that bridge between us and our communities. You have one negative nutcase that causes this problem, and now we all have to fight again to let people know law enforcement works with communities. These crimes would not be down if we didn't have communities work with us. Thank you.
On that last point, for a few years now, violent crime has been going down in Philadelphia and most major cities in the United States. Experts credit, in part, a modern, less confrontational style of policing that involves trust and respect between police and the communities they serve and protect. The shoot first, ask questions later approach and the trampling of constitutional rights, including due process, those controversial and often illegal behaviors in countless police departments are being weeded out. Yes, there are still some law enforcement officers in several states and cities who don't seem to care about the Constitution they've sworn to uphold and defend, but by most accounts, over the past few years, local and state police have made dramatic improvements. And that's why the aggressive and often illegal tactics now of the Trump administration's ICE agents stand out. The ICE behaviors, even covering their faces with masks, are infuriating local law enforcement leaders, including the Sheriff of Philadelphia. And so, ICE and Trump have now been put on notice. It may be possible for ICE to keep surging the raids and arrests in a large and mostly polite community like Minneapolis, but the city of Philadelphia is figuratively pulling out their brass knuckles, daring ICE to come to the birthplace of America. Philadelphia is not messing around. And that defiance, that emphatic message to Trump and ICE has been delivered. By the way, a growing number of congressional Democrats are now threatening to withhold federal funding for DHS and ICE.
Killing of Renee Nicole Good was an abomination, a disgrace.
Democrats cannot vote for a DHS budget that doesn't restrain the growing lawlessness of this agency. Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat from Connecticut. I cannot and will not support any funding for Trump's ICE operations. Senator Chris Van Hollen, Democrat from Maryland. We can't just keep authorizing money for these illegal killers. Rep. Pamela Jayapal, Democrat from Washington. Statements and letters are not enough in the appropriations process, and the CR, continuing resolution, expiring January 31st is our opportunity. Rep. Delia Ramirez, Democrat from Illinois. We should be opposing the hundreds of billions of dollars going to a lawless agency. Rep. Ro Khanna, Democrat from California. Check out that video at the link below. It generated a lot of comments on YouTube. One of the most popular is from Gina, who wrote, "Agree, shut them down. They are paid by us, the U.S. citizens who they are killing." I hear you. I look forward to reading your comments about law enforcement leaders in Philadelphia threatening to arrest ICE agents. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.